Hey!
Hello!
So this episode we're going to be talking about prenups and just different experiences and stuff like that. And in fact, we're going to be reacting to a video this time. So yeah.
Rather than us just chatting.
Yeah, just chatting. I'm sure you guys get bored with that. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure you're pretty interested into our opinion on different subjects that we've already talked about. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, today's video is going to be I believe he's an NBA player, and so yeah, we're just gonna watch it and we're just gonna see our live reaction to the video.
Woo!
And we'll stop it at times, of course, to see our different reactions and stuff like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you're watching this video to see our reaction, not to see the video. If you want to see the video, we'll probably put it in the description down below. If you don't want to see our reaction to it, but if you do, stay tuned and continue to watch.
Listen up.
Yeah, listen up.
Prenuptial agreement.
No.
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar.
Reference.
Okay. Nah, I haven't seen that film in a long time, so I don't get that one. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, this is the video we're putting up now. It's a former NBA player called Steven Jackson. And yeah, we'll start now.
Must I share my game and my ups and downs with the youth so they won't make these same mistakes. Once again, this is not to demean anyone. This story is not to demean anyone, right? It's just the truth. It's facts. It ain't no made up shit. Everything I'm finna tell y'all is all facts. I'm trying to get this light out the back of my head.
You know it's going to be a serious, long story when you're just smoking a fat zoot.
So let's get serious.
Yeah, let's get serious now.
All right, let me say this one more time. For all you motherfuckers who want to say what you want to say and don't want to hear what I said, and try to twist what I say. This is not to demean anyone. This is not to demean anyone. These are facts. These are my life experiences. This is stuff that I've experienced, that I've learned from, that I want to share with youngsters so they won't make the same mistakes I've made. Is that clear?
I like how he's being, what's the word? He's saying this is anecdotal, as in essentially it's something that he's experienced himself rather than saying that this will happen to everyone.
Yeah, it's not being generic. He's just showing his experience and what he's learned from it, rather than it be like, because a lot of people go on live when they're angry and they just blurt things out, and it's like not everyone goes through that or feels that or experiences it in that way.
Yes, everyone's different, and he's just putting out there as a personal experience, and it's something that could happen to you, but it's not like 100%. He's essentially saying it so that, as he said, the youngsters could learn from it. So we'll play some more.
To all you blogs that's going to try to take what I say and put it on your blog and try to make a story that nobody ain't going to see anyway because you only got 660,000 followers. I'm not going to be the guy that go on your blog because you twisted something I said and
yeah, that's understandable. I mean, if you're gonna then take cuts from this video and then say other things and turn it into something completely different.
When they take like a part of the video and they take it out of context and then they go, well, here's this, and this, and
said this. Some people just want to create drama, right, of someone else's experience, just because the drama isn't there, So
yeah, and also just for like attention. Obviously, a lot of people want lots of views on their blog or whatever,
of course, yeah.
And making drama is the way to sort of do it sometimes, isn't it? But then they try and make this fake drama, which just...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to ourselves, and we're not the type of people to make drama out of anything and just to get views or whatever. We do this because we like doing it. It's like a hobby of ours. We're not doing it to become famous or anything. Other people have their priorities different. They want to become famous and stuff. Make monies, make dollar bill, but we're just doing this for the fun of it. Yeah, exactly. Making it rain and all that. Yeah, so now we're out here just...
If we do become famous, I'm going to come back to this video and be like, well,
yeah, exactly.
He was lying.
Now for real.
I'll have the money like...
Now for real though, like, you have to always get your facts straight and make sure you don't like. I've always been the person who tries to be honest and stuff like that. And essentially get the evidence straight and get the story straight before just blurting stuff out.
And speak on it to make your blog get attention. Nah, I ain't that stupid, fam. I'm on Showtime. I'm on Fox. Okay? Your blog because you twisted words and made up shit. No. Everybody got a blog. So 90% of the blog shit is false. All right? So don't pay attention to no blogs. Y'all know I'm a real one. So y'all can come right here to my page and I'm going to give it to y'all real. I ain't never lied about nothing and ain't no reason to lie now. Right? All right. So I'm giving game to the young men out here and telling them the experience I've had. This is not to demean nobody once again. Okay? This is free game. Shout out to everybody. I love everybody. I love being black first. You know what I'm saying? And I love everybody that's black, women included. Let me get that clear because a lot of y'all just ignorant. But let me say this too. A hit dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. You ain't got to say no names. You ain't got to point no fingers. You ain't got to do nothing. A hit dog will holler, bruh. This is facts. All right. So, and I hope, even women, I hope some women hear this and be like, you know what, I'm going to find me a one man. I hope this is for women and men, but I want my young men to take heed to this and listen to this and take the right advice from this. Okay? Yeah, the story is a little funny too, but take the right advice from this. And the moral of this story is find you one woman. This is the whole reason for this, for me telling the story. Find you one woman, love her through the good and bad, and build with her. Because I'm telling you, if you think having a whole bunch of hoes and having multiple kids by women is something to brag about, it will ruin your life. Thank God it didn't ruin mine, but it will add a lot of stress to your life that you don't need, bro.
I'm really happy that he's putting it all out there before he says his story. You know, he's making sure that he knows that he will influence people by saying whatever he's about to say. Mm. And the fact that he's putting it out there to be a loyal man who find the right woman and stick with her if you can.
He's essentially making sure that everything's straight in terms of the way he thinks about life. So saying that in his ideal way of living life is, of course, having a long-term relationship with a partner. He says the story he's going to tell can go in a reverse order, so it can happen to a woman in terms of the roles being reversed. So his story is not specific to men who are in a relationship with a woman, but a woman in a relationship with a man. The roles could be reversed depending on the situation. So I think it's good. It's a good thing that he's getting all the things out there straight, that he's not the type of person like the typical NBA players who have a lot of, like, as he said in his terms, the H word. We can't say it on YouTube, otherwise we'll get flagged, but you know what I mean? A lot of ladies, and then them having kids, and then you not being there as a father figure in their life, and it just gets all messy, and then you've got the finances involved, and it's just a big mess. So he's trying to teach the young kids that that's not the way you do things.
Exactly, and then at the end of the day, after all of that, yeah, okay, it's your life, and if it gets messy, you know, you might think, well, it's my life, I can have all of these, you know, people in my life. But then if there's children involved, ladies, if there's children involved, then you're also messing with their lives. So I'm glad that he's advocating for this more sort of focus on one woman or one man, because in today's society, I feel like a lot of pop culture and music and stuff is surrounded by having this certain lifestyle where you're just drinking and you know, going around with people. But in reality, if you want to have a good life and be a good person, I think it's good to advocate those sorts of things.
Yeah, because what his point is that eventually, at first, those sort of stuff will make you happy, but in the long term, you'll be sad and alone. Essentially, that's what his idea is. And obviously screwed over in terms of finances. So, yeah. What's the word? Like short-term pleasure, but long-term... what's the word, like sadness? Yeah. So just
delayed gratification.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those big words. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue with this.
Facts, all right? All right, so bam. So I'm with a chick at the time. Right? And me and her together. We've been together for like a year or two. I met her in New York. In the subway. I was my first year in NBA. I met her in New York, and I flagged her down while she was driving. Got her number. Ended up talking to her. We ended up dating for a year or two. I go to San Antonio, right? She's with me in San Antonio. So y'all know I won a championship. So when it was time for me to go negotiate my contract the following year, the team told me, "What's the number? We want you here, Jack. It's a number of reasons why you were here." And this is my first time ever hearing something like this. So one of the reasons why San Antonio didn't want to sign me back was because of the girl I was dating at the time. Said she was a bad influence to some of the other wives. They didn't like how she dressed. And San Antonio wasn't that type of organization, but how can you tell somebody how to dress? You know what I'm saying? This was my woman, so I didn't really care about it at the time. I didn't really pay him no attention. Cool, I'll bounce. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be worried about my basketball, not who I'm dating, right? So that's one reason why I didn't sign back after we won the championship in San Antonio, right? Was because of the woman I was with, right? Bam. So
yeah, it's interesting how he's given you overall context of what is actually going to be told in the rest of the story, and that it's affected his career as well as his personal life.
Yeah, it goes into the background politics of being in the NBA and being a sportsman, I suppose, and all of the stuff that maybe we don't really hear about from that personal experience. You know, it's not just I'm an NBA player and then I have a woman. It can affect.
There's like a knock-on effect, and in terms of the image and all that sort of stuff, and the politics within the players and how it all fits in together, because it's not a single sport like tennis. There's a team, you know, and there's a lot of things that play into that. So yeah.
Go to Atlanta. Me and her fight in Atlanta. We have a rocky relationship in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But we working shit out. You know, no relationship is perfect. Come to Atlanta. I signed with Indiana the next year, and I signed my big contract in Indiana, right? I signed my big contract in Indiana. Before I get my big contract, we still together. We living together and all that, right? So we moved to Indiana. I play a season in Indiana. I proposed to her. I can't remember why I proposed to her.
I don't know why.
But I proposed to her, and during that time, you know, we plan to get married in Houston. Right? So, newsflash for all 530 y'all on here. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, the two people, the man and the husband and the wife, have to agree on what the prenup says in order for the prenup to come out valid, and you both sign it. Let me say that again. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, both sides have to agree. The husband and the wife, the bride and the groom, they both have to agree on the prenup before it's written up, before it can even.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Otherwise, you get situations where a contract could be signed forcefully, which tends to get thrown out in court if you do then bring it up to court.
Exactly. With prenups, I think they have to make it very clear, have a witness, I think, at the same time to make sure that both parties it is an agreement at the end of the day, that both parties agree, rather than someone going, right, sign this, to make it valid. Yeah, so that's good that he's brought up what a prenup is and you know, how it's validated, because some people may not have known that. Some people hear about prenups and it's portrayed as this thing where someone presents it to someone else, but in reality, usually, you'd need two parties involved in the actual making up of that agreement. So it's good that he's talked about that and sort of
essentially, it's just another level of agreement because marriage itself is an agreement, right? There's a contract in itself. So this is just adding more terms into that contract and saying, like anything you do, you buy property and there's all terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. This is just essentially showing you, especially if you're a person who has a lot of finances and you met someone after you've made it in terms of going up the ladder and stuff like that. In my personal viewpoint on this, if you essentially start a relationship with someone who's been with you from the bottom and you start up, then I feel like you don't really need a prenup in that point, because you both did the struggle, you both helped each other grow and all that sort of stuff. But if you meet someone while you've already made it there, my personal experience, especially if you have a different tax bracket and you earn much more than your partner, I think there should be a prenup in there. That way it's more, I think it's more equal between two parties, and that could go both ways. I'm not just saying that should be just for a man, but for a woman who earns more money than a man, and it happens a lot these days, like more and more women are getting higher paid jobs. She should get a prenup. That way whatever's hers is hers and whatever's his is his if it does go south. And that doesn't mean that you're going into it thinking that this is going to end, this marriage. It's not. It's like anything in life, you have that that protection against anything. That's why we have insurance for literally anything. You don't have insurance because you think, oh, you're going to get shot tomorrow. It's because
run over by a bus.
Yeah, exactly. So what if things can happen. There's every single thing in life, every single choice has a probability, right, of something happening to it. So it's just there for you to. I think it's a smart way. It makes you a mature person. Makes you think of something properly. Like you don't have a close, narrow-minded view of it. You have an open view of it.
Yeah, especially if it does get to that point where you're like, right, we need to end this marriage and divorce. I think, in my opinion, it's better to make an agreement when you're both clear-minded.
Exactly.
You know exactly what you've agreed on, the terms of what that prenup will be, rather than out of anger or whatever happens, just going, no, I'm going to take this, and having all those negotiations. It can really, really harm your mental health. It can harm any children that you have, because it's all these fights and stuff happen, don't they, when people are divorcing. But if it's a smooth process where you've gone, right, we've made a prenup, we've both agreed to it, let's just stick to that. Any sort of little negotiations may still need to be done, but then that process can go smoothly, and it's respectful to both parties.
Get written up, you have to agree on it, right? So I take care of a lot of people. I'm never letting one woman control of all the hard work I've done in my life. None of these motherfuckers was in the gym with me, right? So if I always tell myself, whoever I'm married to, they signing the prenup off top. It's not even a second guess. So me and her had to talk about it. So we get the prenup back at least 3-4 months before the wedding, right?
I'm just going to fast forward a bit so that we get to the key points of this conversation, because it is like 34 minutes long and you probably don't want to listen to us reacting to it for 30 minutes. So, yeah.
I'm from New York. I'm from Texas. I'm from Port Arthur, which is an hour from Houston, where we get married, right? I want my pastor to do it. He right there. It'll save us some money. Da-da-da-da. She is adamant about this certain pastor doing the thing, right? So I'm like, cool. It's her wedding. I ain't got no problem. Keep in mind, remember this pastor, right? Remember this pastor. This is a pastor. She was, I'm talking about, screaming at me and everything. No, this pastor has to do it. This pastor I'm like, well, we can save money and make more sense. This is my pastor since I was a kid. You don't even know this guy. Some other girl brought this pastor to her attention.
That's suspicious, because if he's known his pastor for a long time, it would make sense for him to be like, right, it's closer to where we're actually going to get married, and he's known him, so there's that connection to it. I feel like if you are religious and you want to have a certain person do that, pastor or priest or whoever to do that ceremony, it's better to have someone you know rather than someone you don't. So already it's a bit suspicious.
It's a bit flaky. Yeah, especially. Yeah. I mean,
Who's
like,
this?
yeah, who this? But yeah, like you mentioned that she didn't even know about this pastor. It was one of her friends that brought it to her attention who this person actually is. Whereas then he knew a pastor for a long time, and he said, "Let's get it from here. He's a local pastor," and yeah, but yeah, it's a bit flaky right now.
Some other girl brought the pastor name to her attention. This a pastor she's never seen, don't even know, but she don't want my pastor to do it. Right? Cool. Remember that. So I'm like, fine, no problem. No problem. He can do it. Your pastor can do it. I'm cool with it. I ain't gonna be petty. Cool. I want you to have, this is your day. Everything is yours. I spent about $400,000 on the wedding, y'all. About $400K, right? It's yours. Whatever you want to do. Hey, pastor don't matter to me. I just want to marry you. I don't even give a damn. 2 weeks before the wedding. We going to Houston a week before the wedding. Now we at 2 weeks before the wedding. Everything planned, we ready to go. I'm like, look, bro, why I got to keep asking you about this prenup, bro? It ain't like you don't know what's on it. Like, what motives? This is what I told her. What you up to? What motives you on? I ain't on nothing. I just ain't had time to sign up, planning a wedding and all this. I'm like, man, listen, man, all you got to do is sign it. You ain't got to, it ain't like you got to read it all over again. You know what's in it, da-da-da. I'm going to sign it. Me, being a person I am, I know it's a wedding and all that shit. I'm like, you know what? I know you probably just frustrated. I'm trying to be a supportive man at the time. I know you're going through a lot, baby. I know it's up. You know what I mean? Just when we just make sure I get it for the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da.
So yeah, from that side, he's been quite supportive and everything, and giving her time because at the end of the day, if you sign something like that under pressure, it won't be considered something that's been accepted by both parties. So.
Yeah.
It's just going to be thrown out. So, and at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter how much you're planning. At the end of the day, he's paid around $400K for this, and I'm pretty sure there would have been organizers for this wedding as well. And it's like they're going to be doing a lot of the recommendations and stuff like that. She's probably going to be looking at what they suggest. But all you need to do is read over this prenup. It's probably not even that long.
Well, he's already said that they've made that agreement already. She knows what's in it. If it was a fact that he drafted it up and she had to go through all of it and understand it and agree to everything, then fair enough. But he's already said in that she knows what's in it. All she has to do is say, yep, okay, sign it off. And
Job
it's done.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit suspicious.
Why she keeps pushing it over, you know. She keeps saying she's trying to sign it, and every other day he's looking like, sign it. It's like, you know, that one mate, everyone has that one mate that you ask you for money and you give them the money, and then like,
where's my money?
Yeah, exactly, where's my money, and
where's
then
my money, bro? Where's my money?
And you don't want to keep asking, and they just end up never giving you your money back.
Because you're like, because it's your money at the end of the day, and if they've agreed it's, you know, they'll pay you back and everything, it can sometimes get to the point where you've asked them over and over again and it feels like you're actually demanding something from them, but in reality you're just trying to get back what's already yours.
Exactly.
So it's sort of a similar concept here where
I'm sure we've all had that experience. Yeah, we've all had that friend who still owes us money. You know who you are. I'm still watching for you.
You'll send this clip straight to whoever that is.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
We go to Houston. We get there, right? We get to Houston. The night I get to Houston, you know, when we get to Houston, we separate. So she go with her friends, I go with my guys. You know, I'm at home. This is my hometown. So, you know, I'm strip clubbing all kind of shit. Wilding out with the homies. My partner Weezy on here, he was there. Wilding out with the homies and shit, having a good time.
As you do, as it's a bachelor's party and stuff.
And it's Houston.
Yeah, and it's Houston, and you've got those probably Dom Perignon popping off. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. You know, it's once you're married,
Bachelor
man.
Party,
Exactly.
Get it all out.
Exactly. Once you're married, that's it. It's like you have to focus on your wife, and the homies become a second priority from that day onwards. So, might as well enjoy yourself.
So, my homegirl Mimi Mama, Miss Doris, was our nanny at the time, right? We had a nanny at the time. We had a baby. We had a nanny at the time. We had my oldest daughter, and I think my son was on the way, and so we had a nanny at the time, and Miss Doris came to my room. I'm like, Miss Doris, real J Sims, what's up, my boy? I'm like, Miss Doris, it's wedding in 2 days. I ain't got no prenup. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, Miss Doris, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, baby, don't. I'm with you. I'm with you. I know you right, but don't start having that attitude. It's gonna get done. Don't worry about it. It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. So I'm like, all right, Miss Doris. I'm trying to be optimistic. You know what I'm saying? But I'm having a good time. I'm like, I'm thinking in the back of my mind. Listen, man, I ain't getting married without no prenup. Fuck out of here. Not 5. That's what I'm thinking the whole time. I'm like, man, I can't believe this motherfucking girl done wait until I spent all this money, got all the way down here, so bam. Miss Doris come to me saying, don't worry about it, it's going to get done. I'm going to go get her to sign it, right? So, my nigga, this the day of the wedding. Hold on, let me file my shit back up. Y'all ready for the good part?
That's it. He's getting ready for it,
Fight it back up.
That's it, mate. You need to.
It's getting serious now.
That's it. You need to fire up that blunt.
Let me tell you this.
Exactly.
So the day of the wedding, y'all. I got Stephon Marbury, I got Mike Bibby, but I can't remember who was all in the wedding at that time, dog. I had everybody. I know probably Bun was there. I had a lot of my homeboys, and I'm talking about all my homeboys, dog. I can't remember who was all in the wedding at the time. But Mike Brown, celebrities, everybody, her friends, everybody, right? So we wake up that morning, I'm getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? We all getting dressed for the wedding. Everybody getting, you know what I'm saying? All my groomsmen, we in the little groomsmen room. We all get dressed. In the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm all thinking about is this damn prenup, right? That's all I'm thinking about. So my nanny comes in the room. She's like, how you doing, baby? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, good morning.
I mean, it should be all you're thinking about, to be honest. It's probably one of the main things you should have before you getting into a marriage. It's like anything, It's like, for example, building a house without a planning permission. It doesn't make any sense. You need a planning permission first. Yeah. Then you start the work on the thing.
Exactly.
It's like a prenup is like planning your marriage together, essentially. You're planning out how the finances are going to work within the relationship if it ends up in separation. So
exactly, you can agree, sort all of that out, and then get happy and get married, and just not. You can forget about the prenup after it, but once it's signed. But yeah, the fact that it's his wedding day, and he's not thinking about, I'm about to marry this beautiful woman. And spend the rest of my life with her, really happy, got my homeboys, all of this. He's just thinking about, is she or is she not going to sign this prenup? This is an agreement that we're going to sign. And it should be done before the marriage rather than after the fact.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. All right, let's have a look.
Mike Brown, celebrities, everybody, her friends, everybody, right? So, we wake up that morning, I'm getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? We all getting dressed for the wedding. Everybody getting, you know what I'm saying? All my groomsmen, we in the little groomsmen room. We all get dressed. In the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm all thinking about this damn prenup, right? That's all I'm thinking about. So my nanny comes in the room. She's like, how you doing, baby? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, good morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's up with the prenup? She like, I talked to her. She said she gonna sign it. I'm finna go get it right now. I just wanted to come check with you to see how you doing this morning. Make sure you all right. Make sure you wasn't stressing about it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Nah, you say she gonna sign it. I'm cool with it. Getting dressed, me and my boys drinking, smoking, all that. Getting dressed, having a good time. Whatever we doing for the wedding. So after we get dressed, Where we staying at the hotel, where we staying at is a big ballroom where we was having a wedding, right? So we had to go get on this private elevator. Me and all my groomsmen, we get on the private elevator and we go to a little back room where from the back room we just walk out into the wedding, right? So when we get to that room, that's when once we get in that room, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, hold up. You know what I'm saying? This one I really turn up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, hold up, man, hold up. You know what I'm saying? And then this one, Steph, this why Steph Marbury and Mike Bibby my brothers. All right, for life. Steph Marbury and Mike Bibby are my real brothers. Like my real brothers. You see what I'm saying? No bullshit. These are my real brothers. So we in the back, we walk to the back room, and the motherfucking the priest come in, the preacher come in with his assistant, I guess, and then my nanny come back in there with a spook look on her face, like she still like she pulled me to the side and she still ain't signed it. So when I said that, I'm like, well, shit, I ain't getting married then. She was like, ho. And so look, so the preacher, remember the preacher, y'all. Remember the preacher. When I say, oh, I ain't getting married, Steph was like, she ain't signed a prenup. What the fuck? What we even here for? I'm like, yeah, dog, I ain't doing it. The preacher steps up. He's like, hold on. The preacher says, hold on. I look at him like, he said, this is what he say. He say, now hold on. I know you love this girl. Don't make a drastic decision. I think you should just let God handle it.
Oh, I just hold this as like, come on, like, this sounds like some super villain shit right here. He's like freaking moisturizing his hands and everything, like coming up with a master plan and all that shit. How can you come in and you've been recommended by the bride's, one of her mates, and then you're telling him not to make a drastic decision? It's not a drastic decision. It's something that they've spoken about even before the wedding. It's not something he brought up on the wedding day. Do you know what I mean? So him not knowing this person, not knowing the couple well, and him saying that you're doing a drastic mistake and you don't really need to do the prenup, it's like, yeah, it's like...
It's like, you know, when on a wedding day, if they're like, hold on, I want you to do this. Like, if it was a snap decision or, as you said, you know, as I said, suspicious, man, suspicious.
Yeah.
I say, huh? I think you should just let God handle it. Me, as a pastor, I don't believe in prenups. Nah, I know why she...
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. Nah, it's all like coming like a jigsaw puzzle.
I do not.
Yeah, it's like, obviously you're going to get a priest that doesn't believe in freaking prenups, because at the end of the day, he's going to...
Did you mention that, did you?
Yeah, exactly. For a specific reason, so that this priest could like persuade him like he doesn't know what he's talking about or what he's doing. It's definitely is some sinister shit. Like, you can't tell me that the priest is up to this by himself and this is what he personally thinks. He's been put up to this. He may have some stuff in his back pocket, given some bit of paper, a bit of that blue cheese. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy's.
I mean, even if it was he already had that idea in his mind that he doesn't agree with prenups. It's obvious that she's chosen this man without telling her future husband that that's his opinion.
Yeah.
And saying, yeah, he's a really good guy, blah, 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 you know, he's a good preacher, whatever. And completely just ruling out the fact that this is the preacher's belief, and wait until the wedding day to let him, like the preacher, tell him that it's not a good idea, rather than her going, I don't want to sign it.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of those things. It's like a masterful plan, essentially, getting someone else to do your dirty work. And considering that there's always people out there that try and use religion in a way to persuade people, do you know what I mean? You're always going to get people like that. And in this situation, because some people fall back on religion when they're in pain or something tragic happens, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's always a fallback. And in this situation, the wife may have thought that, oh, this priest or preacher will come and you just be all humble and everything, and he would just believe the bullshit. But no, this guy was just like, I'm not listening to your bullshit.
And at the end of the day, you need to sort out what you believe and what you don't believe in before the wedding. I'm sorry, what does she think is going to happen? He's going to go, okay, let's just go ahead with it then, because the preacher was like, yeah, I don't agree with it. You know, don't overreact. Just marry her. You love her. Blah blah blah. He's made it clear to her that he wants this signed. They've agreed on this. Why is it just like, I don't get how the fiancé seems like she's just, oh, you know, if I spend all this money, it's the wedding day, he's going to marry me, and then I don't have to actually sign it.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably what's in her mind. Obviously, I don't know what's in her mind, but I'm just putting words in her mouth. But
you're thinking for her because it looks like she can't think for herself.
Seems like that way anyway.
Yeah.
I know why she was fighting for you. You don't believe in prenups. Now it all makes sense. I ain't getting married. Damn what you believe in. I put everything in God's hand. And God is telling me to put the pen in her hand and make her sign this goddamn prenup before I get married. That's what God's telling me. So God telling me and you two different things, partner. As that's going on, Steph Marbury grows crazy. Hell nah. Nope, we ain't doing it. Hell, no, it ain't going on. Steph go crazy. Mike Bibby walks, are you serious, Steve? Fuck out of here. Everybody, no. Bruh, this preacher has the nerves to sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes and try to convince me that God told that he don't believe in prenups, so I shouldn't believe in them. Listen, bro, we ain't in the same tax bracket, first of all. You know what I'm saying?
That is so true. Like, if you're earning a lot more money than the other person and you're trying to at the end of the day, the priest is not a financial advisor. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, full stop. And in general, a lot of the time, and this is statistics we're talking about here, around 70% of all divorces is activated by the female side. And that is various reasons. Of course, you've got situations where some husbands are abusive and stuff like that. Even in cases where husbands haven't been abusive, most of the time, I'm not talking about personal experience because I haven't been married myself, but I'm talking about the statistics here, and it's usually the woman who decides to divorce the man. And even if that is the case, if you're female and you're earning more than the man, you still should have a prenup if you don't want to get screwed over. Because it happens. It's not just someone's going into the marriage trying to deceive the other person. Sometimes people just change over time. You're married for 10 years and then after a while you find differences and you can't take it anymore and you go both ways. It's the most civil way you could split up is having a prenup. Otherwise you have to go to courts, you have to think about this, think of that, and then it's even more difficult once you have kids, and then it's just like a whole big mess for everyone.
Exactly.
But the thing is that in life, stuff happens, stuff happens. Anything random could happen. A partner could pass away. You just don't know what essentially is going to happen, and you have to be ready for all types of scenarios. You can't be just locked up in like a freaking tunnel and be like, yeah, I'm thinking it this way. Because if you think about it, for every other thing in your life, you tend to be more careful. You don't just chuck all your savings money into, I don't know, into a random pyramid scheme, do you? No, you do your research.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
If you have, please get help.
Yeah. Do not fall for pyramid schemes. Anyway, for every single thing in life, and marriage is one of the most important things you do in your life, as well as having kids, you have to make sure you plan out properly. Not just planning out the wedding, la-di-da-di-da. That everyone does that. But a proper person who actually thinks about how important marriage is, actually does the prenup, organizes it, not from one side. It shouldn't be one-sided, the prenup. Right. It should always be an agreement between two parties, between the partners, and that's it. No other third-party involvement, no parents involved, no random priest down the road involved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's like you write a will to know where your finances are going to go, And usually, if you are on a higher pay bracket, you know, you can choose to contribute to charities, to family members, to this and that.
Some family members might even rely on you.
Exactly.
Some family members might be disabled, like one of your parents is disabled, and you actually support them financially. You know, if if you're female or male and you get screwed over and they take half your wages and you're struggling financially, and someone actually depends on your finances, it's a big mess. So
yeah, and it goes both ways. I mean, whether it's the man or woman that is maybe paid higher, or even if you're paid the same amount, let's say, or just slightly different, there still has to be some sort of negotiation agreement on what's going to happen, because you have to then take into the fact that you're going into a marriage for the long term. And so your lives, your family, your children's life merge together for forever. Whether you want a divorce after 10 years, however long, you're going to have that bond or connection to one another and their families and their bloody grandchildren, everyone. And so making an agreement to what happens financially and logistically just makes sense to me anyway, and I know that you agree. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, in general, in my experience here, and I'm sure in your experience as well, but how many times have we heard from someone who said, I would never, and then they go on to do that thing that they said they would never do? How many times have you heard that? How many times have you heard that? I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching...
I would never drink tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a perfect example. People change, and you have to accept that. People change, stuff changes, scenario changes, anything could change. So you're just organizing and planning out something that in case something does change and goes in your disadvantage, you have a fail-safe.
Because religiously as well, you know, if you've got faith in a god or multiple gods, whatever your faith is, you know, people wouldn't always. Some people might disagree with wills, but I don't think religion actually disagrees with wills, like planning out that or having life insurance. You know, these are just things not to do with God or anything, not really to do with it. I think that it's just, it helps keep everything peaceful. If anything, it's the more loving thing to do, to be like, right, if this happens, then let's be prepared. Let's hash it out now. And as I said earlier, not have that anguish of arguments down the line and long negotiations, ripping each other apart when you're at that point of divorcing and maybe not on good terms.
Exactly. It's in multiple things. Like I work in a company where they have life insurance. Does that mean that I'm signing it? I'm going to die tomorrow with the outlook that I might die tomorrow? It's a stupid argument how some people think that if you have a prenup, you're going into the marriage thinking that you'll fail and you will divorce. It's stupid. It's the same thing with life insurance. You think you're going to die tomorrow and that's why you're signing up for life insurance? No, it's just, it's even a bigger reason for you to stop marrying that person, because if they have a problem with the prenup, I'm sorry, but they're up to no good. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this is a perfect example.
Or, you know, it might be that your partner, you know, you both agree that you don't need a prenup, and that's fine as well, because it's a two-way street. You need to just agree on one or the other. If you guys disagree, then you need to understand why. And then if it comes to a point where one's adamant on getting a prenup and the other isn't, you guys shouldn't be marrying. If that's someone's deal breaker, like it obviously is for this guy, then don't be putting pastors in the way to sort of
change people's
persuade
mind.
You to
exactly
change your mind.
Bam. So now y'all see why she wanted that preacher so bad that she didn't even know.
I like how in between like big important parts of the story, this guy's just like taking a few hits of the good old chronic. Do you know what I mean? Like
Dodgers, what I just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam. So bam. Dog, God take all my blessings if I'm lying, dog. This is a true story. It's too many people that was there to vouch for it. So bam. So listen. I'm going to tell y'all this. So I found out this after the wedding. You know what I'm saying? But on the way to the wedding, rest in peace, my grandma dead now, but on the way to the wedding, my grandmother, this is before all this, everything I told y'all. My grandmother told my mama, Jude, it ain't gonna be no wedding. This is before all this. My grandmother told this to my mama on the way to Houston to the wedding, right? So bam.
The grandmother is wise and knows what the hell is going on. You know
She
what I
knew.
mean? Yeah, she knows by experience. She's seen everything. You know what I mean?
Like, this lady is not going to sign it if she ain't signed it already.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
There's going to be no wedding.
Yeah, exactly. She knows what's going on. It's a shame that she's passed away since, but yeah.
I'm telling him, look, bro, hell no, I'm not finna do it. Hell no, I'm not finna do it. By that time, it had got rowdy in the bridesmaids' rooms because my sister was in the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Because the wedding had supposed to been started. Bobby Valentino standing up there at the microphone ready to start singing. Ask Bobby Valentino, he was there. Bobby Valentino will tell you this whole story. He was right there. He's standing.
Anyway, this video actually goes on for like 30 minutes, but if you want to watch the full video and see the exact full story, we'll put the link in the description. And why we stopped right here is that we made our main points on the subject of prenups and stuff like that. And he goes on to say that he went to the bride's room. She was crying because he called off the wedding, and she was saying that I'll sign it. She repeatedly say, I'll sign it, I'll sign it, I'll sign it. And then obviously in that moment of time, you can't really sign the contract if it's under forceful actions. You can't force someone to sign a contract. It doesn't make any sense. It's like someone held you at gunpoint to sign off your savings. It's not really valid, is it? Because you're not thinking straight, you're under pressure and stuff like that. And it would just get thrown out of court if it ever leads and goes to court. And so, yeah, he calls off the wedding, which is like great on you. And
he sticks to his
word.
He sticks to his word, sticks to what he believes, and I think that's honourable in my opinion, because if you've made an agreement with someone and then they just don't sign it, then there's nothing in that agreement, good or bad, for either side. So why would he put his opinions and beliefs aside to marry her when, you know, there's an agreement is also putting your trust in that person, that you know where you stand, you know what's going to happen if that marriage isn't successful. So yeah, as I said, it is honourable for him to say, you know what, I've been very clear to you that this prenup is what I believe is right for us, and what I need to be able to go forward with the wedding and to marry you. So the fact that you've kept it this long, not being clear with me as to the fact that you're not going to sign it.
Go on, you got this.
Like, she's not been truthful to him, because if she had no intention of signing this prenup, she's got a pastor that doesn't agree with prenups, she was intent in not signing it and marrying him anyway, and that for me would therefore break that trust, and start a marriage off on the wrong foot with that disagreement already happening. So
I totally agree with that. And on that note, we'll just say we'll stop it right there. If you guys want to watch the rest of the video, we'll put it down in the description. If you have had a similar situation and you feel you want to share it with us, please do. We're always open to our audience and their opinions on things, or if you have another side to what we spoke about and you have a different opinion, we're always here to listen. It's always important to listen to people who have the opposite opinion to you, because you could always change your mind on things. That's the important thing. You can't be just set in stone in the way that you think. And I think that's the smart way of looking at things. And if you have any other suggestions, put it in the comment section below as well. Like to react to anything else, if you want to listen to us, if you want to hear our opinion on a certain subject, feel free to post it below. And please like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Dislike it. Don't dislike it if you disliked what happened to this man.
That was very confusing.
Yeah,
I don't think I followed what you were saying.
Yeah, if you like it, like it. So leave us a comment whenever you can. And subscribe. Hit that little bell icon next to subscribe so you actually get notifications from us, because we are starting off and we're a small channel, so that we don't get mixed up in the
get lost in with all these different
videos.
YouTube videos that we've got. I mean, man, I refresh the page and there's a whole bunch of stuff come up.
So hopefully if you put that notification bell, it will actually tell you right at the top. It will even come up in your phone's notifications, fingers crossed, that we've uploaded a new video like this one. Give you a bit of advice, especially those young people coming up.
I can imagine the supposed to be wife, fiance, like seeing this. Not she wouldn't, but seeing this and being like, dislike, report, channel.
Copyright strike.
Any woman who's like, I don't want to sign a prenup, they're like, dislike this video. I disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do disagree with it and have reasons.
And let me repeat myself again. The prenup can be done by a woman's side, can be brought up from the woman's side as well, if she is financially sound. Do you know what I mean? On the same level as, let's say, for example, Serena Williams, right? Famous tennis player. I'm sure she's got a lot of bags in the bank. So in her situation, in the same situation with this NBA player, if she meets someone who wasn't there from the start, prenup. Otherwise, Anyway, we're repeating ourselves now. We don't want to make this 3 hours long like Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Agreement.
All right, let's not start like that. But anyway, we'll see you guys the next time. Take it easy.
Take it easy, bye. Put like the light underneath your chin.
Let's get through. That's perfect now, yeah? We're both in frame, right? Look at it.
Yes, we are.
Cool.
Your head's in there. In it.
That's the main.
Oh.
That's in it.
Okay, because then the...
Yeah, then it'll be fuzzy here.
Turn on the lights and baby. Sorry.
That's right. 3, 2, 1.
Rather than it be like a...
Cut.
I'll just stop at respectful points.